Hey guys, so going into the weekend, we're talking about SMCI again. So this time aftermarket close. So last time I think we talked about 20 bucks below. I think I made a video saying that it can go to 11 bucks. And it can go to actually zero if they don't comply with the NASDAQ, which they gave an update. And I couldn't find the actual, like, I thought they tweeted maybe, but I don't see anything. But that's the speculation that they said tomorrow, which is next business day, Monday, they're going to comply with NASDAQ listing rules to gain, to remain listed on the exchange, because they are not following exchange rules by delaying their 10K form, and very recently they delayed the 10Q quarterly as well. So the timing is beautiful, right? Option expiration, everything's out of the way right now. So and next week we have Nvidia reporting earnings. So before I dive into the levels and what I'm going to be watching in terms of the price action, I mean, if you read some of the tweets, I mean, most people are pretty spot on, but it's just freaking such a large freaking fraud that it poses risk for a lot of things. This guy says that SEC Chairman Gary Gensler just announced that he will resign effective November 18th. Coincidentally, he's leaving right after the SMCI and Nvidia accounting fraud finally gets released and SMCI gets delisted. Gensler was likely behind this entire accounting fraud. But just go through these. I mean, it's so funny. It's so crazy that, I mean, I can say I have seen enough in the market that, I mean, all you do when you see these sort of stuff, you just laugh and you just there's no other emotions as just smiling and laughing. But risk of squeeze if you are shorting the stock, okay? Risk of your contract going to zero if you're holding short dated puts, okay? And how far can it go? So this is let me switch to hourly chart so we can see a little bit more. Maybe I'll just dive into hourly chart here, 30-day, and pull up the moving averages. So if you can see, stock, anytime I see any large cap, doesn't matter, even SPY, if it's trading below 20-day, 5-day, it's short. If it cannot regain its 5-day moving average, it is downtrend, bearish for me. So in SMCI's case, this gray line right here, you can see this is your 5-day simple moving average. So it was rejecting this level and going lower. That's why my bias was lower. A few times I made a video about this one. And also I was saying that it can squeeze as well. But if we do get back above, let's say 23.37 come Monday, and they somehow survive, you can see pretty epic squeeze on this name actually. And so far today's close was 1850. So can it go up 100% from here? Yes, 100%, which would take the stock all the way to near its 50-day moving average, which is around like 30, 35, $37 levels. Absolutely, it can do that. Why? Because there's so many shorts and they would be basically running on top of each other to cover it. But it would be also an amazing short if they don't file it. So market capitalization of this stock right here, right now, is $10.8 billion. Shares outstanding, 500 million. Shares short. I mean, short float 18% according to Finviz, but I want to look at the daily, what's going on with the daily, how people were trading in terms of the daily short volume. Let me quickly take a look at it here. So you can see today, last day of the look at this. Again, this is not all exchanges report the short volume, okay? So it's not total volume. Consider this data completely incorrect. This is just my surface level looking at daily volume. How much of the daily volume was shorted? So today, 59% people shorted from the float, from the total volume that was reported by this website. And you can see there are many haven't reported, okay? There's many volumes traded. If you take a look at the stocks volume today alone, volume was 74 million, but it's saying that reported 30 million shares traded, only 59 from that 59% was short. But yesterday from 50 million, again, it's just these exchanges. You can see, I mean, these exchanges, some exchanges don't share this data for free, okay? So that's why. But the point is, daily short volume all the time, it stayed in 50s, above 50. So that's pretty high for any large cap, okay? I can just give you an example of maybe even just AMD, right? So we're just downtrending, but it's not being attacked by the shorts. Look at the short reported from that. 36%, 27%, 39%, 37, 36. I mean, I don't want to say this normal. Anywhere in like 20 to 30% of total daily float, if it's like people trading in and out short, that's normal, okay? You don't assume that stocks are only get freaking longs every day. No, every single day, every stock has short in it. Literally every single stock, okay? Because of the traders. That's how, market functions. But anytime I see that number rising to the upper 50s, 60s, that means elevated short interest. And you can see that's why aftermarket close, whenever they drop this news, when basically contracts were at this point, nobody would get assigned at this point. It was basically completely closed. That's it. Options expired worthless, whatever options that were sold or bought, whatever, outside of the money. And then this news comes out and stock jumps casually aftermarket close 16%, 17%. So careful about this one. But if I see this stock not drop anything before NVIDIA reports earnings, I expect this stock, eventually to get delisted. They're not going to comply with it because at that point, they will not admit that they were cooking the books. They will just get delisted. Again, this is just purely my opinion, okay? But if they comply, if they stay afloat, and they go higher, if stock goes higher, there's a lot of backholders. So I will be fading any move, whether it's going to move up 50% up, 70% up, or 100% up. And I will be open-minded. Those are the levels to the upside. Very first resistance, 28. And then I would be watching, after 28, I would be watching 30 and then 35. These are to the upside. To the downside, we have already know, like today's low. Anytime I see the stock below 1750, yes, I will try to go play it ultra short term to the downside. And it can go to those levels that I mentioned last time. So last time I was talking about this name, I was talking about like $13 level. I was talking about $16 level. And I was talking about this 1676, this gap right here. After, I don't know when it happened, but it was in 2023, May. So possible this gap fill, and also maybe even this gap all the way. And these are the levels so far. But if we get any move, any direction, we will definitely update it. But that's what we have going on right now. So since they said tomorrow, let's see. Wednesday, NVIDIA reports earnings. But we'll see it Monday or Tuesday if any news gets dropped by this company. If you are comfortable trading it to the upside, it might happen very fast to the upside. Upside move when it comes to squeezes, they happen very fast. So you have to be careful with elevated implied volatility. IV for SMCI, insane. Look at the next week's implied volatility. 400%, $9, which means this stock is saying that it's going to move 50% up or down next week. So that's how much of a risk. That's how much of a premium baked in. So if you think that you're going to come in and buy like far outside of the money puts, even if you want to buy $10 put, let's say for next week, it is expensive. It's very expensive. Or if you want to buy $30 call, it is expensive too. It's very expensive, implied volatility. So that's why I would be waiting first, either news from them or Nvidia's earnings, and then see what it does from there. So that's the update for SMCI going into the earnings. Hope you like it. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Peace.